everybody, welcome back to Sub, the show where I face my inner demons through comedy and a lot of coffee. I'm Ice Wolf from Southwest San Diego, and today we're talking about one of the most influential relationships in adult life. The one that can make or break your week, your mental health, and sometimes your entire career. Managers. We spend more time with our managers than we do with our families, okay? That's actually terrifying when you think about it. See your manager more than your mom, your partner, or your friends. And somehow we're all just supposed to be okay with that. When did that become a norm? I mean, you have those mom and pop shops where your father's also your boss. That makes sense. They've known you since birth, okay? And having to deal with a guy or girl, I'm equal on this one, who thinks they know more than you because of a better pay grade? I might as well have a computer give me orders. Hey, I've had good managers, okay? I've had bad managers. I've had managers so terrible they made me question the entire concept of hierarchy as a species. It's just about knowing the difference and how to handle each category. Let's dive into the chaos. So, managers come in distinct species, okay? You learn to identify them fast, and more importantly, you learn how to survive them. First up, the just vibes manager. Super chill on the surface, always saying things like, "We're like a family here, and my door is always open." Translation, they will emotionally manipulate you while pretending everything is casual. How do you handle them? Never trust the family talk. Document everything. When they say, "Can you handle this for the team?" Smile, nod, and immediately follow up with an email. Just confirming you'd like me to take ownership of this project. Vibes manager hates paper trails because it ruins the vibes. And if you heard this line, absolutely, we're all in this together, said no one while updating their resume at 2 a.m. Now, next up, the micromanager. The person doesn't trust you to breathe correctly. They want updates every 47 minutes and will schedule a meeting to discuss why your 7-minute task took 9 minutes. Here's a 47 slide deck about the 3 emails I sent. Page 23 has my emotional state. Okay? This is what you do. Over-communicate on your terms. Send daily status updates before they ask. Give them so much information they get bored and back off. It's called malicious compliance and with spreadsheets. Works surprisingly well. Also, learn their micromanagement triggers and proactively address them. If they hate surprises, make sure nothing is ever a surprise. Then you have the ghost manager. Barely visible, communicates only through passive-aggressive Slack messages at 6:47 p.m. on Fridays. This is what they do. This is what you do. Become the pursuer. Schedule regular one-on-ones yourself. Send weekly summaries even if they don't ask. Force visibility. Ghost managers hate being pinned down, so pin them down politely. If they go dark for too long, a gentle, "just wanted to make sure we're aligned," usually wakes them up. Just follow this line. "I sent you 3 messages and sacrificed a goat. Please respond." And my personal favorite / horror, the "I used to do your job" manager. They got promoted years ago and still think they're the best at your role. And my personal... Alright, so this is what you do. Use the yes and technique. When they say, "Back in my day, we used to do it like this," respond with yes. And here's how the current system has changed. Stroke their ego first, then gently educate. Never directly challenge their outdated knowledge in public. With one-on-one with data, their ego is fragile and needs careful handling. You're basically handling a bomb with your manager. How about that? So, this is the line that you need to do with them. Yes, your 2000 method was revolutionary. Here's why the 2026 version exists. Hey, listen, the survival skill is learning which side you're dealing with early, then adjusting your strategy. Because nothing drains your soul faster than using the wrong approach on the wrong manager species. Remember, in the safari known as a corporate office, knowledge is key when hunting and battling the beast. Now, the real damage isn't the work, it's the psychological warfare. A bad manager can make you dread checking your email. That little Slack notification sound becomes PTSD. You start over-explaining everything because you're scared of being misunderstood. I mean, remember how I mentioned that getting pulled over gets you into that whole trauma of you'll do everything by the book when driving? Think that corporate office at work, basically. Same thing. I once had a manager who required us to fill out a daily accomplishments form. Not what you worked on, what you accomplished. I started writing things like, successfully didn't cry during the 3 p.m. meeting. They love open floor offices so they can stay connected. Translation, they can watch you like a zoo exhibit. Nothing says, I trust my team, like removing all barriers so they can see if you're typing fast enough. Is he looking at me? He'll look at me. Quick, open Excel and look busy. No, not that tab. That one has my fantasy football league. And the feedback always constructive. Great work, Wolfie. Maybe next time don't be so you. Hello, being me is how I'm still employed. The secret is not praying for a good manager, is how to outsmart a bad one. Like I said before, they may be above you in hierarchy, but that doesn't make you their prey. Study your opponent and become the hunter. The problem is when the hunt doesn't occur in the office, though. Remote work made everything weirder, and the pandemic made it brutally obvious. Before lockdown, remote work was this mysterious privilege. Only certain people got to do it, and they usually kept quiet about it. You heard rumors. Sarah worked from home on Wednesdays. Everyone would whisper like it was a dirty secret. Managers would say things like, we prefer everyone in the office for collaboration, while secretly letting their favorites work remotely. Then March 2020 hit. Lockdown forced the entire world into remote work overnight. Suddenly, managers who had never managed remotely were thrust into it, and it got real ugly real fast. Everyone, turn your cameras on. I need to see your faces so know you're working. Why is your background a beach? Are you actually at the beach right now? The mask came off. We saw exactly who trusted their team and who didn't. Some managers thrive. They focus on results instead of button seats. Others spiral into surveillance mode. They started demanding always-on cameras, tracking keyboard activity, or scheduling pointless visibility meetings every 2 hours. Lockdown exposed that dirty truth. A lot of management was never about productivity. It was about control and optics. When they could no longer see you sitting at your desk, some managers completely lost it. I had one manager who scheduled a daily 8:45 a.m. stand-up just to make sure everyone was awake. Another wanted us to keep our cameras on all day so we could read the room. Bro, there is no room. I'm in my apartment eating cereal in my pajamas. The funniest part? The same companies that said remote work isn't sustainable for years suddenly made it mandatory. Then after lockdown eased up, some tried to force everyone back to the office and acted shocked when people resisted. But we missed the culture. Yeah, the culture of pretending to look busy while you're actually shopping online. San Diego remote workers had their own special hell. You're trying to look professional on a Zoom call while a seagull is screaming outside your window. Or you're on the 5 during rush hour trying to join a meeting from your car because your manager just needs 5 minutes. Lockdown didn't create bad remote management. It just made it impossible to hide. The scary part with management is knowing that someone that functions perfectly in its place gets promoted. It's one of the most dangerous management theories in existence. The Peter Principle. Oh no, I'm serious. This is an actual theory. Coined by Lawrence J. Peter in 1969, it states that employees rise to the level of their incompetence. People get promoted based on how well they did in their previous role until they reach a job they're terrible at. And then they stay there. That's it. They don't go down. They stay. No up, no down. Period. You see it all the time. Trust me, if you actually pay attention at your job, if it's a corporate job, you'll notice it. Your best salesperson gets promoted to sales manager and sadly can't lead a team. Your best engineer becomes a tech lead and starts making terrible architectural decisions because they're better at writing code than managing people. The promotion doesn't test whether they can do the new job. It just rewards them for the old one. The long-term problem, it creates systematic mediocrity. When competent people are promoted out of roles where they actually shine, you lose your best individual contributors. Meanwhile, the organization fills up with managers who are mediocre at managing. Over time, this creates entire layers of dead weight. Decisions get slower, innovation dies, good people leave because they're tired of working under people who were promoted beyond their ability. I watched it happen. A brilliant technician gets promoted to manager because he could fix anything. 2 years later, he's terrible at delegating, can't motivate the team, and spends most of his time hiding in meetings saying, let's take this offline. The team suffers, customers suffer, and the company wonders why retention is so bad. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, tech support at its best, except we're trying to fix the company, not our customers' issues with technology. Yes, I used to be the best at this job, which is why I should definitely be managing people who do it now, even though I haven't touched the tools in 3 years. But here's the darkest side most people don't talk about. Sometimes promoting someone isn't about rewarding them. It's a tactic. Higher-ups will identify strong, charismatic leaders among the workers, people who are well-liked and could potentially challenge the status quo or rally others. Instead of firing them, which looks bad and can end up actually create worse momentum for them, they promote them into management roles where they become harmless. They give them a fancy title, more money, and just enough responsibility to keep them busy and away from influencing the actual workforce. It's brilliant evil! Oh, you're a threat? Here's a manager title. Go manage these spreadsheets and stop organizing your coworkers. And the thing is, it actually works. I've seen this happen. A passionate vocal team lead who was always pushing for better conditions suddenly gets promoted to senior coordinator or of process improvement. I'm not even sure if that was an actual position, but they give it to him. Now they're stuck in endless meetings instead of actually helping their team. The threat is neutralized. It's like corporate chess. And most of us are just pawns who occasionally get promoted into a position where we can no longer move forward or backward effectively. The Peter Principle isn't just fun incompetence. It's in the long run, it's organizational cancer. It kills motivation, wastes talent, and creates cultures where mediocrity becomes the safest path. That actually would explain a lot about our current government, but you didn't hear that from me. So yeah, managers. The people who can make your life heaven or absolute hell. Often on the same day. I'm Icewolf, still recovering from several former managers. If you ever had a boss that made you question your life choices, drop your best or worst manager story in the comments. We've all been there. Thanks for listening to this very frustrated episode. If it made you laugh or feel less alone in your cubicle trauma, subscribe, rate the show, and maybe go touch some grass after work. I'm logging off before my manager realizes I'm recording a podcast about her, and I get called in the office the next morning because I wasn't assisting on my day off. Good night, or good luck surviving your next one-on-one. I'm out of here. Peace.